Page transparency. Oh, oh, ooh. How long has Peace and Love and Light shows? Like they've been around for a while, huh? They've been like pretty much the same time as AO and PM, huh?
2009.
Yeah, so I thought. Loki, man. Who started? Loki and who else? Loki and
Gonzo and Tricky.
yeah. Yep. It's tricky. It's tricky. Let's dance. Oh. The Merlin.
What is that?
Sure. Just a talking scene. Oh, hey, whoa! Look how slow I move. Whoa, dude, this is the world we live in, brother. I don't know. It's so slow in this world. Oh man, I had to wear my beanie. I had to wear a sweater because I know that I'm going to be so cold, and this heat that's going to be thrown today during the finals for this G3 arena. I knew it was going to be heat. So probably by the end of this stream, I'll have my beanie off, have no shirt, no pants. I'll be naked at this point. So just for everybody joining the stream, that's what's going to be happening because we're here. We're finally here. This is the finals of G3 Arena. First off, before we get into our guest, I want to give a big shout out to the guests that we had prior. We had Materia at the first stream. We had Star Stream Tut in the second stream. In the last stream, we had my good brother, AO Anti, but now we have the heavy hitter in the final stream. But before we get to that, we did have Sammy Soros, who was initially on this scheduled stream. He did have something that he had to do, a prior obligation, personal obligation. So we want to give a shout out to him. Hopefully he's safe. Hopefully gets everything figured out, and hopefully we'll have him on the next stream or as a guest or a competitor. But joining us, man, is a phenomenal person from the Bay Area. He's taught, he's competed, he's judged for events around the world. He's a member of the legendary Finger Circus. It is Era, my man. Era, what's Gucci? What's good, my man?
Hey, what's up with y'all? I'm glad to be. I'm honored. Heard about this when I was reached out to be a special guest. I was super excited. This seems super dope. I've seen a few clips. I've seen a few videos, and a lot of heat for sure.
Dude, hell yeah, man. Well, of course, you haven't seen the videos yet because, again, you and me, we get to see them live on this stream, just like everybody else gets to watch them. And so we're going to definitely see some fresh, new, absolutely killer videos. The past three streams, of course, everyone's gotten into the finals. It is PM versus PLL. But don't forget, we're going to recap a little bit. The 3-on-3 tournament, that's what this format's all about. Each team submitted 3 glovers, pair, one-on-one. So you had 3 on each side, and they're going one-on-one on each other. And of course, best out of 3. You have one team have 2 people win, of course, but obviously we move forward toward that. The round 2, by the way, that just happened. So we had DOT versus PLL and Troll Squad versus PM. So, of course, I just told you prior that PM came out of that one, as well as PLL came out of that one. And, of course, this final stream all about the PLL versus PM. But before we get into that as well, we're always going to be recapping a little context of PM and PLL. If you guys have no idea what those two teams are, they're some pretty old school teams. Of course, a lot of people know about PM, but you always got to understand PLL's been around since 2009. Bro, 2009. What were you doing in 2009, Era? 2009. What the fuck were you doing?
Shit, 2009. I think I just started finger tutting. I probably wasn't even finger tutting yet. I was a freshman in high school. So it's
a hot minute. That's how long PLL has been around, dude. And the fact that obviously the name speaks for itself. It's Peace, Love, and Light shows. And of course, all of us that glove, all of us that do finger tutting, all of us that do all the types of dances in the finger tutting world. That's kind of what it is, right? It's the peace, the love, and of course the light shows for all the people that are in it. And then PM Puppet Masters. I mean, hey, we've had Puppet Masters around for a super long time as well. Being a part of AO and PM, they've always been the kind of brother system towards each other. They've helped each other out. They've kind of helped each other grow. And I've always believed that the PM and the AO are the kind of like the two towers that are above a lot of people to help the foundation move forward. A lot of those people have come through. Even some of the old people like AO Anti came back last stream, and absolutely just gave us the fundamentals, gave me the feeling of wanting to glove again. And yeah, PM has been around forever. But the cool thing about PM, I said it last stream, and I'll say it again today, is when you look at somebody from PM, you look at somebody who's part of that group, that crew, that brotherhood. Everyone almost has like a little bit of the foundational style that PM has laid down, and it's super cool to see that some of the new generation, the older generation, when they come around each other, you know that's a PM light show. You know that's a PM squad, and it's really cool to see. It's almost like this old school and new school versus each other, right? It's going to be the old school and the new school mixed versus the old school and the new school mixed. And that's what we're absolutely killing to see. And yeah, so before we even get into any of that, we always want to make sure we get some cool ass highlights, some good shout outs, by the way. Of course, I shout out all the stream people that just happened prior. Big shout out first off, before anything, we want Vio, who's been helping all this entire stream move forward, absolutely doing all the hard work, all the extra work. You know, he's got his notes, he has popcorn, his soda. He's always watching to make sure that he's writing everything down. He had to go to Target to buy a new notebook because last notebook that AO Anti wrote for him has been filled. It's just unreal now. Of course, big shout out to him. And of course, the man, the myth, the legend. You got Ice Cream Teddy, who's obviously hosting the entire event for himself, giving me the chance to be the face and the host of the actual G3 arena. But he's the one that's in all the other background work too, getting the competitors, getting everything ready, making sure everything's kind of tip-top shape for us, my goofy ass, to be on the stream, for obviously guests like you to come through. So other than that, don't forget, always recap. If you need to recap, go watch the old videos in the past, watch those streams if you need to. But we're moving forward. Big shout outs though to some people that did some killer things in the past of the streams, by the way. So this G3 arena was really cool because Teddy gave you some foundational, tournament kind of rules of understanding kind of basic time framing, to 1:30 to 2 minutes. Of course, a light show, blah, blah, blah. Can't edit the video of certain ways of like putting certain things on it or weird enough. And then you can put your team name in the front. You can do kind of an intro that just shows your team tag. That's all good. But the cool thing about it, and Ari, you can definitely think a little bit of your mindset to this, but he let some cool rules within the tournament. It's like you can use a prop, you can use like your teammates, you can kind of use a little bit of your environment around you. And that was really cool because I was expecting, be honest with you, I was expecting some crazy ass shit. Like I was thinking somebody to come out of a dumpster all smelly and shit, pull a banana peel off of them. Don't get me wrong, no one did that. But it was really cool to see somebody some people, which I'll shout out, take a little bit of what their environment was, or maybe even trying something different and giving that little uncomfortable feeling to be comfortable. And so we'll give some shout outs real quick. So the environment, we had BMO walking into the frame. I thought that was sick, right? Coming out of an area, walking into frame. DOT using the same room for their round one shows. I said prior to using comfortability, right? Everyone is super comfortable in their rooms. Everybody's super comfortable around their friends. So shout out to DOT using the same room for their round one, kind of keeping that theme that they were maybe showing. We didn't really know, but it was really cool. Some props, tie-dye with a Lego light in round one. That was pretty tight, little Lego light. Camera angles, so PM Infinite, with the camera angle switch. He had a mask on and then like pulled it up, then pulled it back down and it like angle switch. That was sick. I mean, that was kind of the mixed in between of using a prop, but also using some type of like mixed in the prop. And then lastly, the masks, of course, Infinite, what I just said, using a mask, and then Blur, which I think hands down is one of the best props I've seen with this G3 its entire streams. She used a little mask that had like little lights, or eyes that are light up, like change, and it was really cool. And taking the initial whole entire environment rule and really kind of using it and stepping out of your comfort zone. So question for you, Era, like when you do videos or you do some light shows, or not light shows, some finger tutting, do you ever think about maybe trying to do props, or do you ever think about maybe getting a little uncomfortable to be comfortable, or what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, being uncomfortable to be comfortable is the best part. I mean, props, they're for sure difficult, but if you kind of just sit with yourself for a little bit and you just practice it up, it'll come out. You'll get something super dope out of it, and it's really rewarding. I mean, just getting into like tutting with your toes. Obviously, nobody was just doing it. You try it out, and you're like, okay, I can wiggle them. I can do some other stuff with it, some glasses concepts. You might have a hat one day and you start spinning it around and tutting around it. So yeah, I'm a big fan of creativity, and just doing something different and something new.
And do tutting with your toes, man. It'd be funny if your like nickname was Fungi, and you tutted with your toes. Just fungus, fungi. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm weird, my man. But no, that's really cool, man. I think that the props in general is something that a lot of people get nervous about, especially when you do light show tournaments. In person is a really big deal. Sometimes you don't really want to take away from the light show. So the fact that Teddy has really given you or these people on the light show spectrum for G3 Arena, giving them the chance to kind of, be uncomfortable to be comfortable. And so, yeah, just giving you a little rundown of all that stuff in the past. Other thing before we get into the live shows, because that's why we're here, some extra subs context. So each team had a chance to have subs within their group. So the 3-on-3, of course, they had subs just in case anything happened, of course, personal reasons, or of course somebody, let's say, broke their arm and had to use their toes. Well, clearly they can't do that. So PLL, they added Tangles and Materia to their final roster. And then PM added Trump and J-Bake to their final roster. So think about this. You could have had a Tangles versus J-Bake. You could have had a Materia versus Trump. You could have had those on this G3 Arena roster, and the people could have went against each other. But yeah, those people got added, and it just happens. But all in all, I want everyone to be super hyped in the chat. I want everybody watching on this stream. I want everybody to be really ready to see these light shows. I don't think you understand what the finals means for anything related to what we do. Like G3 Arena in person. I remember back in the Boss days, dude, after 3+ hours of waiting for this finals to happen. I mean, Ari, you can probably definitely contest it as well. As when you get to the finals, if you are the person in the finals, or you even watching the hypeness of like following someone's journey through a competition, and you see that person ready to like just mentally, they're prepared, they're ready to go. It's hypeness, and it's just overall quality of what you do as a glover, as a tutter, as a dancer. You're just like, dude, mind blown. So I'm hoping everybody in this chat, I'm hoping everybody that's watching is ready to see PLL and PM put their absolute best in all these videos, to the point where Vile has to go to Target within this stream to get 4 other notebooks and just be ready for the fire. So again, I want to welcome everybody to the stream. I want to welcome everybody to G3 Arena Finals. I welcome Era to see absolute craziness. We have our very first matchup. It is Infinite versus Materia. And I tell you right now, remember I told you Materia was able to be a sub in this matchup, and guess what? They used the sub. First match, fire, Infinite versus Materia. So again, what do we have going through, Vio? Tell me what you need to write down in your notes.
Making all kinds of Materia coming up first. I'm excited to see what kind of props and things that brought to us. Started here.
Materia, what the fuck? Bro, that was nuts. Oh man, I want to give style points. Let me give style points. That mirror play is just so cool. I'm geeked on this. That was insane. The fact that he was able to
that was crazy.
Stand to the side, and I mean, he knocked the camera. He knocked the mirror once, which I guess would knock him a little bit in capability. But the knowledge of like just using the mirror and using it to complete the pedals and then the playing with it, man. Oh, the other side's the scorecard's got a lot of fun here. Foundations 9, capability 4. Yeah. The only reason was that you bumped the mirror once, but very well executed. Very well executed. That was wild. Hats off to you, sir.
Materia. That was beautiful. That was so creative and beautiful. I've never seen that. Like, that was the vibe. Everything was so nicely done. Again, that was something that I would want to just show people to have, like, outside of the dance world, or just like to show people that was very creative how you use that mirror and all the ideas and concepts that came with that. I need to go back to the scorecard. I paused your video like 5 times as I'm watching that because I was like reacting. Beautiful, sir. You have your mind. Beautiful. Ah, man. Okay. For character, I'm gonna give you an 8. Like, that was, again, I've never seen something like that. The way you implemented it, that was great. You became a filter. You didn't even need a filter. You said, I'm gonna become a filter. I'm gonna become the effect. I'm gonna show you how I can make the effect. That's magic. Okay, and then for Arsenal, I'm gonna give you a 6 for that. So, congratulations. All right.
Well, first off, if you guys are a little confused, of course, right after the live shows, you can clearly see that both judges are actually now giving some live feedback, which is something different. Of course, every stream in the past hasn't been shown that. You get to see the videos later, but just so Aaron knows too, of course, the finals are a little different. You get to, again, see those 2 judges giving some feedback live after the video. And we'll give our feedback at this point, but I mean, dude, I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that whatsoever. I even saw your face a little bit because clearly everyone gets to see the live show fully on the stream. But I saw your face a little bit, Eric. Like you kind of folded back a little bit. And I was almost a little the same thing. Like the initial like bring forth of the mirror, so subtle, but it was such a great effect. Of course, mirroring with light shows are very cool. Like mirroring in general with your hands is sick. But now getting kind of this 4-dimensional kind of piece of art is sick. And I mean, don't get me wrong, you might not know Materia fully, but I do. And he's got that goofiness like me. And so like when he was like, come back, like sensual wise, that's like Materia to a T, my man. He's always like that. He's got that little goofiness, that little quirkiness that I love. And the fact that he was like talking like what's the person who runs with the bulls and they got the red flag. It felt like the matador. He was like, come back, come witness my power. And but other than that though, man, like some of his concepts are clean. Some of his overall work of just working the camera and working the environment, absolutely sick, my man. What you got on that live show, Arrow?
Man, somebody who's obsessed with symmetry, I loved it. I loved the mirror coming up. When I first saw the mirror come up, I'm like, okay, is he doing that on his own? Is somebody under him?
He's got power.
Lifting it for him? I loved it. Music was good, super smooth. It's definitely something I wanted more of, you know? Watching, I was like,
that's a good
I needed more of it, but I loved it. I thought it was dope. That was real dope.
I like that, man. I definitely want to highlight on that. The fact that you already see one light show and you got 5 to go and you're already telling yourself, man, I want more. I want more of
Yeah.
that. That is such a good thing, man. I think any dancer, any light show, or anybody who's doing this type of movement and somebody asks for more, you know you're on a right path, dude. So
Yeah.
other than that, though, again, that was materia for PLL. Again, he was a sub. They decided to use him, and of course, I think it paid off a little bit. So, of course, we're now moving into the PM side, and it is again the heavy hitter, Infinite.
Infinite. That was a pretty cool show. There were a lot of tuts, which did a pretty good job exemplifying the depth of knowledge that Infinite has. However, there were a few resets, and I think the execution could have been a little bit cleaner, along with maybe approached with a different direction. That being said, still a very cool show. I'm curious to see what the other side of the scorecard has to say about the character in there. That being said, foundations, I'm going to say 8, capability 4. Clean up a little bit, and I want to see a few more like compound concepts within tutting, like isolation swaps, along with like isolation swaps with different hinge points. We can talk about it later if you'd like. But overall, great show.
Infinite, man. You know, Infinite. When I'm watching you, you're more than just a Glover that gives light shows. Like I can see like the dance influences, of course, other styles, and it's interesting. It's interesting because I see where you're looking at, or how can I say? like the inspiration, like the moves you use, which are not in the gloving world, they are in the realm of flexing or maybe animation and tutting. So I can see where you're like pulling from, in a sense. It's interesting. I don't know. Yeah, just okay. That was dope with the mask, and you were turning the car. You were like, it was like a robbery. I'm assuming it was a robbery. I think it was a robbery, like a heist. Yeah, man. I'm gonna give a 6 for Arsenal, and then for character, I'm gonna give a 7. Yeah, crazy stuff. You have so much like stuff going with you, man. Like, I'm sure. Yeah. Put all your gifts together, all the stuff you're into. Just keep going, diving into all of that. Like, all right, that's that.
All right. Well, I kind of want to piggyback off what Animated J did say. The fact that I feel like he definitely did encompass a character. I think he encompassed a lot of different movements from dance, and I know Eric, you definitely can kind of hit on that. But for all in all, though, I can definitely see that he was tut heavy, and the sound or the song behind it kind of influenced his tutting pretty well. But yeah, going off his dancing, going off a little bit more of his influence on dance, did you definitely see that through his light show?
Yeah, I definitely saw it. I saw him when he was drawing the boxes and he pulled the box from the wall. I could see the concepts he was making with some of the stuff he was doing. I thought it was cool. I think the only thing I would say is that I feel like he had so much room to do more. I feel like there were things, there's space that he could have filled in, whether it was like little movements or something like that. But I liked it, and I wanted there to be more in that minute, you know?
Really? Yeah, man, I'm 100% with you. I definitely, again, I know a lot of these people personally, so the fact that I know Infinite has a little bit of a dance background, and maybe even sometimes that's a good thing. But again, this is a light show video, so maybe taking away some of the dancing and just really understanding that, yeah, it's a light show competition. It's something that needs to be more influenced. But I mean, coming from somebody who literally, like, I used to make jokes in light shows. I used to have like a cereal bowl that I'd pour cereal in and like eat cereal and like use that funniness that I've had since I was a kid. But I used it as either like an opening or a closing or some more like little trickled in there. And yeah, maybe there's moments where I'm like, I want to use more of that, but no, I need to push back a little bit. So yeah, I think Infinite really took the dancing aspect and maybe sometimes just pulling it back a little bit. But I mean, all in all, though, I think both videos, both Materia, Infinite, showed right off the back what light shows are all about. What something you can do simply with your fingers can be kind of complex, can be kind of two different formats. To be honest with you, you kind of reminds me now of Materia being that little like sensual hug that you really enjoy, that you really want more of. And then Infinite being that like, I want to go out with my boys, I want to rage, I want to drink like 12 packs of Rolling Rock, but I still am having a great time. And there's both of those moments I'm like, I'm down for it. So sadly, one of them has to lose and one of them has to win. So Vio, God of Light shows, who took the first round between Materia PLL and Infinite for PM? Yep. Ooh.
That was close.
Raise, yes, definitely. Keyword is super close. I can see any of these matchups going anyway, but the fact that Materia took out the first PM member, Infinite, who, by the way, real quick, last stream, Infinite went last on the stream, meaning his video went last. I definitely think he hit the stamp, hit the straight nail in the coffin, and really kind of proved that Infinite PM is killing it. The fact that he's getting kicked first entire video on the stream by Materia. I still want to give a shout out to both Glovers though, like legit. I still think you literally brought the heat off the back, and at the end of the day, you almost can. You set the bar, and sometimes that bar can't be met. But the fact that we have to move forward, we do. So second matchup for the PLL versus PM finals, it is Thumbzy versus Wonka, but Thumbzy's also his other gloving name is Calmer. So Thumbzy/Calmer versus Wonka, and you got Calmer, Thumbzy going first. So Vio, Let's go, bro.
It is cold, but my heart's colder. I will wait for you. The pitch in your arms will meander, but I will wait for you.
There's nothing left for me to do than running like myself a fool. No point in trusting anyone. Your eyes of time and steal me up. Never thought that it could be this rough. No point in trusting anyone.
Well, that was really cool. Starting off real strong with Calmer. Really, really, really interesting use of the elbow in that whole show. Really shows a strong foundational connection to his macro grid and his micro grid. And the transitions were also really insane, along with the mask flip too. That was really cool. Foundations, I'm gonna say 9. That was really good. Capability, there were a few moments, especially during the elbow segment, where it kind of popped off screen a little bit. Along with the fact that some of the structures weren't as clean as they could have been. Some of those tech tut transitions were not straight 90s, or there was a little skew. So for capability, I'm gonna say 3.
What'd you think of Thumbsy?
Damn, that was great. That was so touching. The music was touching, and just the idea with the camera flip and it comes back and he did it again, keep it interesting, and also just the whole movement, like the whole body. I feel like this is the first video, maybe not, but just real strong of using his whole body with his movement and his liquid, and the elbows too. Like I've never really seen that, like using the elbows, putting the lights on, and felt like he's waving, like he's like not even gloved. He's like, which I know waving and liquid, there's that similarities, but like that was great. I want to give him a 6 for Arsenal, and for character, I love that. That was so cool. I'm gonna give him a 7 for character. We got a 6 and a 7. All right.
All right. Well, we're going a little bit of the old streams that we did prior. We have Blur that brought out the mask, and now we had Infinite bring out the mask, and kind of also real quick before I just thought about it now, and I was gonna say it prior, but Infinite, you know, it kind of reminded me of that dude looked like the old Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire. That fool had the mask on. He was about to go fight what's his name, Randy Savage in the thing. Like that fool had the like setup. That fool Infinite looked like that old Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire. But now we're going into Thumbsy / Calmer, who did like the half mask kind of samurai look, and I like the white kind of matching it. And those elbows, man, those are kind of some old school fundamentals that like gloving used to kind of mess around with a little bit. Like used to do the palm lights on the back of the hands, the back of the wrists, kind of lower. People used to put them here. And kind of, I mean, I haven't really seen a lot of this stuff, but the elbows I do remember, but like it's bringing it back a little bit with the old school vibes. Kind of going off a little bit with the judges said. For me, I feel like if you're going to do the elbow stuff, there's moments where maybe you can impact them a little bit, where you're kind of now being able to kind of slow it down and really show like the emphasis of the elbow instead of going super, super fast. But again, that's nitpicking here and there. But no, man, the character work and everything else, that was super clean.
Yeah,
What you got? What you got?
I 100% agree with you with the more detail to the thumbs thing, but everything else, the background, the lights in the background, the poster that he was using, the
that's
mask.
good.
Shout out to Thumbsy, you know.
Oh, that's tight. That's tight. I know why
Yeah,
you liked it. I get it now. No
so,
bias. No bias.
I enjoyed the video a whole lot. I think going to the thumbs is something that, you know, I've seen before, but I haven't seen in a while. I haven't watched a lot of gloving videos in a while. So that for me, it was really cool to see. The lights he used, the concepts were really clean. I liked it. I liked that video a lot. That's something that I would definitely show somebody as like an introduction into gloving. Like, yo, just check this guy out. So he follow me on Instagram probably later on. That was dope.
Ooh, that's what's up. Yeah, dude, when you definitely talk to people about light shows, like you can tell them that the inverted thumbs, like the thumb that's facing this way, that is a different old school vibe when you used to light up the palm a little bit. You know, like AO Mimic and a little bit of those guys were the ones that kind of really started to influence that. Really more on the sense of like using as a real guide towards your light shows, like especially whips and stuff. When you used to do whips, you used to be able to really use your highlight of your thumb. So yeah, that's definitely something that he can mold a little bit in his light show that you can definitely show off to your friends or be like, yo, man, this is like a light show you should definitely watch on the old school front and also the new school. Because again, some of those concepts are a little new. So like I said prior, man, it's an old school and new school versus old school and new school, man. It's a mix. But yeah, so that was for the second matchup. Again, that was Thumbsy/Calmer. That's the PLL side. Now we're moving into Wonka, who is the PM side. Let's get it going.
props for this one. Foundationally, just there's a certain meta that he plays with where it's almost like there's a point that is being followed throughout the entire show, and it's just he portrays it very well. You can tell that he really knows his grid. But the execution of it, really good. I think this has got to be the best show I've seen from him this comp. Foundation's 9, capability 5. That was clean.
What do you think of Wonka?
Yeah, that was wild. I felt like he was like pulling blades and weapons and everything. He was just throwing everything at us, and it was so nice too. Like the tutting and the fingers to the larger spaces. Very technical, mechanical, very machinery. Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 6 for Arsenal, and for character, I'm gonna give him a 6 as well. So crazy stuff, crazy.
All right, well, yeah. Again, bouncing off what Animated Jay said, I feel like Wonka definitely pulled all the swords, the knives, the weaponry, everything towards the screen. It's obviously his competitor, but yeah, man. Like I think I'll even go off of both judges saying the fact that I've seen Wonka the past 3 streams, and I will agree that I think his light show, this is one of the best ones he's thrown during this competition. Again, I think maybe based off of what you've done in the past era, like the tutting form is definitely more heavy on this one as well. But I mean, all in all, I think the light show in general was just, again, Arsenal, and it was clean, it was executed well. And going off of that, what did you end up seeing?
This is a good example of presentation versus performance, because I love both of those videos so much. I think that that the thumb executions, because me and my thumbs, that's just what I'm all about. So the execution of the thumb moves, the sharpness of things, and for some reason I really like the backgrounds that everybody's using, even if it's in their own room, their own house. Super dope. I love that video. That's definitely had my eyes popping out, and I think if I were to be gloving, I would probably go to Wonka for some concepts, just to look for some references. That's super cool. Super fun.
Dude, hell yeah. I love that, man. The fact that you're taking your dance style, you're taking your thumb style, especially what you just said, and you're kind of seeing some people use those. And it's kind of cool, man. It's like you're wanting to connect with this person on a cool level of light shows, but you also want to get a little bit of concepts from him. And I think that's great, man. As long as you've been doing your dance style, as long as you've been in Finger Circus, you still want to learn, man. And that's kudos on you, man. I've also been gloving for close to 14, 13 years, dude. And like this still to me, I'm just like, oh, okay. All right, dude. Like I'm old school, and I got like all just the finger rolls and all the old school foundations. Like I mean, I don't know if you know, but the concept of whole like clustering and stuff, like I don't do that, but like part of me is like, oh damn, bro. So that's cool, man. I think it's really sick the fact that you can see what you see. It's giving you this like juicy feeling of like, oh man, that'd be sick to learn a little bit from them, and it's still cool to know. So between those two PLL versus PM rounds or second matchup, Thumbsy/Calmer versus Wonka, Vio, who's sadly losing and who's sadly winning. Let's see. You never know.
Another close match. Third again, within 1 point of each other. 1 point. Thumbsy came in strong, 25 out of 30. Crazy point. Wonka was able to take it with.
Wow.
Dang, okay, I can see that though. I definitely can see why
Yeah.
I can understand why it's a tough matchup for judges, no matter who the judge was, even if it was the two people that was on the screen. I can see the judging being like a little bit like, oh no, what do you think? This is probably rewatching the video or rewatching some of the concepts of the fact that Wonka took it pretty seriously. So this is it, man. This is where
Actually, if I may, hello guys. I just wanted to add a nice little comment about proximity, it's actually a lot closer than you think. Because the way this was judged, as all videos are judged, Recursion and Animated J and their halves separately, anyone influencing their decisions. Even when I just say the Glover name and I say not another word because I want full transparency. And for this particular match, it was quite a nail biter.
Yeah.
Because if you look, Animated J's points actually have Thumbsy winning. So it wasn't until the entire scorecard was put together that Wonka actually took the win. So it was even closer, and I definitely want to give a shout out to all finalists because this finals are 6 different ways that light shows can be amazing.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you guys to see the last 2.
Hey, bro. Hell yeah, man. When we get ice cream tail, we can do this shit, bro. I understand, definitely can see he's taking the steps, he's taking a real understanding that people might have, if they're both in the same room and they're both watching, it's like, guys, he thought of that and was like, nah, man, I want to make it fair, I want to make it straight up. Them watching light shows just on their own, and they can see and hear what they want to hear from their own minds. It's not like, again, Teddy on with Animated J being like, hey, just so you know, think of this. It's like, nah, man, Teddy was like, you know what? That's the person's name. That's the person's light show. You tell me what you think. And I think that's awesome, dude. And I think that's the fact that he's taken everything he's learned in his light show career, hosting events, understanding the do's and the don'ts. This is what we got, man. So, all in all, though, again, Infinite versus Materia, that was round 1 or match 1. Materia took it for PLL. You had Thumbsy/Calmer versus Wonka, PLL versus PM. Wonka took that one. So that's PM on this side 1, PLL on this side 1. It all comes down to the final match to see who can take G3 Arena. The finals. We're already at some sick ass light shows, man. But these ones, I can just feel it in my heart. I can feel it in my gut. I think it might have been that burrito I ate prior, but it's cool. I think it's something else. These light shows are gonna be nasty, dude. So Biometric versus Team Money. Biometric is hitting the first. Let's see what it's gonna be about, my man. I appreciate Eric come through and just realizing that another era of light shows. All right, let's move forward. Let's go.
Nah, yeah, this shit is dope. I love it.
All right, bye.
pretty cool show from Biometric. I will say at this point in the competition, being the finals, we should be overlaying our audio. That doesn't detract from the points. However, it does detract from the experience. So, take that for what you will. That being said, my main hang-up on this whole thing was the ending. That felt really abrupt, and looking back on it, replaying it a few times, I can't exactly tell if that was intentional or if that was a opportunistic cut. That being said, during the show, a lot of the angles weren't as clean as last time, and a lot of the pathways didn't line up perfectly. It was still really good, but needs some polishing. For this show, I'm going to say Foundation's 8, capability 3. Yeah. Overall, though, still a really cool show.
Biometric.
Biometric. I don't know you. I've never met you, but I feel like you're a funny guy. Like, you don't mean to be funny, but you are funny. I could be totally off. Anyway, I like the guitar thing. That whole like little beginning, and then you threw it, and then you go into it, and yeah, man, it's a lot of deadly stuff. I do wish the audio was overlaid, like, so I can really hear the music. But yeah, I'm gonna give a 5 for Arsenal, and for character, I'm going to give a 5 as well.
Cool. I like that.
Oh, okay. I like that too, man. I like the closeness. I like the camera obviously is more personal sometimes when you're by yourself. So like the audience, of course, or the person that you're giving a light show to. So the fact that you're very close, you're using your concepts wisely to be close, right? So you don't want to do something over here that's super tiny. You're doing real stuff that's super close to the camera, so that's super sick too. Of course, I've been hearing the judges say that the overall overlay of the audio takes away from the experience. Yeah, I can see that definitely. For me, maybe I've just been very accustomed to the in-person light show. Like, I'm used to the audio being a little muttered. I'm used to the audio being a little overpowered by maybe people laughing, maybe people talking really close to you. So I can see from the experience of light shows online. I mean, that is the problem sometimes, right? Like, not every single person has the same camera. Not every single person has the ability to edit very well with the applications they have, with whatever they have. So taking that away, I totally agree with where they come from. Yeah, like if you're at the finals, if you're getting to that final step, maybe taking the extra step, maybe I have to send it off to my friend who edits videos or whatever. But again, that's just taking away from the light show. But other than that, no, like the overall funniness, again, for me, goofiness is funny. It's great. It's awesome. It's lightheartedness and the intrigued moment of being in front of somebody and being close to that person. That's a good light show, man. I think it was a good light show for sure.
Yeah, I loved it. I'm personally a whore for good concepts and great musicality, and I haven't said it before, but the music choice for a lot of these rounds, they're great. I'm bobbing my head. I don't know if anybody can see, but I'm mean mugging. I'm like this.
Dude,
I think T Money did really good, and I can't remember exactly, but how he's switching from finger to finger and doing that one. That was yeah.
Dexterity, baby. Oh,
Yeah.
what's up?
Ooh.
Yeah.
That shit
Yeah,
was super
like you want to talk shit to somebody, you're like, what's up? Hold on, let me pick what finger it is. Oh yeah, it's fuck you, fool. Like that. All right, man. Well, we're moving forward into the last live show of the final round of the G3 Arena. Of course, that was PLO. By the way, you said T Money, but this is T Money coming up. The last person was Biometric.
Right, you're right. Biometric.
It's all good, man. It happens, dude. Don't even worry about it. Like half the time, I forget my name sometimes too. It's all good. Yeah. So again, don't forget in the chat and wherever you're watching. If you're watching the toilet, if you need to wipe your ass, if you're outside, come inside because this is the last light show of G3 Arena for this competition. Do not forget. Dude, straight up, you never know. Do not forget, by the way, this is the last chance for both teams to basically win this competition. And I mean both teams because Biometric for PLL just went, right? So he is the person on top, and T Money has to either meet that bar or meet it over. And then, of course, PLL is waiting for T Money to fail, right? And then PM is waiting for T Money to excel and beat Biometric. So there's so much in this competition. There's so much that relies on this last video. And Vio, I know your Coke and your popcorn has run out. Please stay for this light show. Just understand that your notes need to be on T Money and need to be on Biometric. Flip that paper over. And let's get it going.
Crazy tiebreaker with money.
T Money coming in real strong. The way that he lands from his more liquid or whip sections into tech is like sticking the landing on a dismount in gymnastics. Just sticks it and then carries on without missing a beat. Foundations are going to be a 9. Capability 4. Yeah. Extremely strong show.
T Money. Yeah, so this is an interesting thought I had. There's some, as I'm watching some light shows, T Money does this effect. He did it in his other videos, where it's like, some videos, it's like, it feels like I'm watching, and they're all light shows, right? These are all light shows, but some of these videos, it looks like, oh, I literally see light dancing. Like, it's light moving. It's not hands moving. It's not, you know, the joints of the hands, and then they have lights. It's like, no, like, the lights are the emphasis. And it's just interesting. Like, like I'm sure in the Gloving, I don't know as much, but the Gloving community, I'm sure there are people that are like, oh, we're gonna get more into like designs with the fingers, or maybe the lights aren't as like the emphasis, but like again, then there's certain people. T Money's video is an example where it's like it's lights. That intro, that beginning, it was like, where am I? What am I looking at? And then you're like, whoa! Like he pulls you out of it's okay. So I'm gonna give him for Arsenal a 6, and for character, I'm also gonna give him a 6.
All right, well, a lot to unravel, bro. An absolute lot to unravel. Coming from a light show side, coming from an old school vibe myself, T Money opening up his light show was almost like a memory lane that I went down as a kid. Watching kind of like, dude, I don't know if you ever remember this, everybody in the chat or everybody is watching. Do you ever remember like when your computer used to shut off or like technically used to idle, right? And then like weird like designs would happen and stuff like that, and like you kind of would like look a little bit and you're like, oh, that's really fun, and then you would kind of not move your mouse on purpose to watch those things. That to me reminded me a little bit of like when he started, he kind of came in and you're like, oh, you're like, okay, I like the subtleness of an opening, I like the subtleness of doing that even in person too. Like I love bringing my thumbs kind of behind the camera or behind somebody technically and bringing them in and having the depth perception. I've always loved that as a light show artist, I guess. And then everything else, my man. I mean, I know, Era, I know you're probably going to emphasize on this, but his thumb work too, man. I know it's so simple, but like a lot of the pastors that he does and all of the crazy, like T Money, I feel like has really been an underdog gem that a lot of people don't understand in the light show community. Like seeing him in person, knowing him in person, like not an underdog of that he can't, he doesn't win often, but it's just an underdog of how much potential that I know he holds on to, bro. I know he holds on to this higher light show that I know he can get. But I still love the subtleness of him, man. Like he'll give me a light show or give somebody a light show, and in my back of my mind, I'm like, this dude has so much arsenal, man. This dude is ready to do anything possible. He still gives some amazing light shows, and again, I want to give a shout out to Team Money, that he's keeping that old school vibe around, but he's also giving this just the nice subtleness, the overall perspective of PM and of overall quality light shows. All right, I'm done. I can move on now. I can pass the baton over. I can talk about T Money all day. But yeah, man, that was a great light show. I love the music. I love everything about it.
Yeah, T Money did really well. Like you said, it does give me that vibe of like an old school show. Like I've been to I went to IGC one time. Actually, I think I've been there like once or twice. But it definitely reminds me of that feeling when somebody's coming right over your head and then starts off real smooth and gets into it. Concepts were great. I like the lights that were used. It was super dope. I mean, all these rounds have been really great. And like Teddy said, it's all different ways to see how gloving can be approached. And I loved it. I love seeing Biometrics round. I love seeing what he did. I love seeing what T Money did. It was good. It was really good.
Awesome, dude. And I just want to appreciate you just sticking around, my man. And I know Teddy's really given a great side of gloving that not a lot of people might know about, which is I think dancing and influencing on tutting and influencing on finger works and stuff. And the fact that you're on here to see and give even some good pointers, it's awesome to know. And it's good to know that the finals is up to par for your standard. I love the fact that you can have a great time and enjoy it. I know light shows are something that you probably didn't start with or know about, but when you got more into it and involved, it's awesome to know that it's molded into influence to help each other. Finger Circus has helped a lot of the guys in gloving, and I feel like when I've seen Finger Circus, some of the guys on there do some light show stuff, I'm just like, God damn, what the fuck? All right, and it's cool to know that, man. And I really appreciate you coming through, and now you get to hear all this hoopla about who's gonna win, and some haters and some non-haters, but Vio needs to learn who's gonna win this. And so do we, man. So Vio, give us the rundown of G3 Arena, the final match, and who's going to be taking the championship title. Who's going to be taking the G3 Arena championship title? What's up, Vi? What you got, my man?
All came down to this. Again, scores are out of 30. Biometric and heavy with a 21 out of 30. but
Okay.
Mr. T Money was able to take the win
Oh,
with a 25 out of 30.
Okay.
totally.
Okay.
Totally,
PM.
man. So shout out to PM winning the G3 Arena. Everybody in the chat's gonna be like, it was rigged because Teddy's hosting the event. Bro, I think hands down, Teddy has no right to be messaged. Teddy has no right to be annoyed the fact that he thinks he would rig a championship tournament for his own team because his own team brought the heat. His own team did exactly what PM does. They did a lot of different light shows. They did a lot of different concepts. And I can tell you right now from just doing this competition, listening to Teddy, how much he has for the light show community, he's understood that there's going to be some haters. There's going to be some people like backlashing. I can tell you right now, he's really helped the community understand that it's fair. It's understood. But just sometimes PM doesn't, man. Sometimes PM loses. Sometimes PM wins. Sometimes AO wins. Sometimes AO loses. Like, it happens, man. But the fact that PM came out, I give big shout outs to PM, but I also give big shout out to PLL. I give big shout outs to all the teams that have competed. You know, you really have pushed the boundaries of light shows within the community. You can have these videos posted, and like you just said, Eric, like there's some videos that these people have done that you can easily show to some people who have never seen gloving. You can be like, yo, man, this is what gloving's about, man. This is what something it's intriguing and it's awesome. So big shout out to PM. Congratulations on the win. PLO obviously bringing the heat too, but Eric, I want you to, what's your thoughts on this community? What's your thoughts on this competition? What's your final thoughts on PM winning this tournament right now?
All right. Well, one of our Finger Circus first introductions to gloving was, meeting PM, and they're great. I'm not surprised by the win because they do their shit every time. We were impressed by them when we first came out and saw them. They've always been really consistent. PLL, they're doing their thing. They're really dope. I mean, watching this event definitely makes me want to start like watching a lot more gloving videos and coming and seeing the scene again because there's just some crazy people. I mean, I'm on the Facebook pages, I'll come in and I'll just watch stuff. Maybe I'll like a video or two, but like this competition has made me want to just kind of come back and just see what everybody has going on and to kind of find my favorite glovers within that community and reach out to them. So I think it's dope. I want to say shout out to Teddy because without Teddy, I wouldn't be here doing this this competition. Shout out to Teddy because he has, kept in contact with me throughout all this time. We've been just linking up and meeting up with each other at events and talking about the things in the future of cutting and gloving. So it's super dope to see that he's gotten this together. It's super dope to see that, the community's still alive. There's still some really, really strong and skilled people. Musicality is great and it's improved so much in the years. This is like top tier.
Dude, hell yeah. I mean, for you though, man, are you, do you want to shout out your Instagram, your, whatever platforms you're on, and then maybe your next collab, your next video? Like what is Era doing in the next couple of months that we can follow you on your journey that's moving forward, my man? What can we do?
Oh yeah. If you want to follow me on anything, is AREYOUERA. That's RU Era on Instagram, on basically every platform. Finger Circus, we are I don't know if you've seen Peanut posted a video recently. Strobe is always posting videos. Me and Nemesis were hanging out together recently. We've been in contact with CTUT, so we might have something coming up soon. We're trying to get a concept done, but we all still tut. We just haven't been posting videos. We're hoping to post some videos, but I'm gonna show them this stuff, and I'm like, all right, y'all, come on, let's get into it. Let's show somebody something because these guys are doing something good, and we all want to build up together in this tutting community, in this gloving and tutting community. It's super dope. So soon you'll see some more videos from me and some of my teammates.
Maybe we'll get some collaborations going as well.
Ooh, yep. Collabs. Yeah, Vile's already doing his like weird Finger Circus stuff right now. I can tell.
I just wanted to come in real quick. Sorry to cut you off, Mark. I just wanted to come in real quick and say thanks, guys. I appreciate it. However, I am gonna pivot and send that love where it's supposed to go. The person who convinced me to do this tournament was Vio. So it was his idea, and I'm just the one that put the pieces in place, and then he executed them flawlessly. We learned a lot about along the way, and I feel like this finals was an absolute phenomenal stream, and we've done very well, and I cannot wait to have this video as a phenomenal showcase of what gloving can be, because that's always the goal, is to allow gloving to be more presentable in its best form and digestible to those outside of the community. So, Era, thank you so much for joining us and for allowing us to share that experience with you, and thank you so much for adding to it too. As always, I always enjoy your creativity, and your eye is phenomenal. So
Thank you.
Those V's up in the chat, bro. Get those V's up in the chat for Vio, dog. V's up in the chat, bro. V's up in the chat, bro. Whoa, this fool's our sister dog, bro.
Yeah. And then also because I don't think anybody shouted him, shout out to Merc as well for hosting this whole tournament, and
Thanks, bro.
being the phenomenal comedy guiding voice. And there he is. There's the man himself. Phenomenal. I love
Dog,
it.
this is the Vio look
Phenomenal.
right now, dog. Straight up.
Yeah. Yeah,
No
and
one knows what I look like that, right?
and also one quick shout out to Jess for helping us out on the round one wrap up as well too.
Of course.
Just on the round one wrap up, and then as mentioned earlier too, our other previous guests, Materia, Starstream, and Anti, joining us for round 1 and 2. You guys were great, and this has been phenomenal. I love it. Happy to light the fire, and hopefully we'll keep it kindling.
Yeah, has to.
Oh yeah, dude.
It was dope.
Hell yeah, man! And big shout out to Rapsod. Wanted to talk shit in the chat, bro. You got a Timu mustache. Fucking bitch. What? I didn't say anything, bro. No, but I mean, all in all, though, to wrap everything up, recap it all. Again, the 3v3 G3 Arena tournament that just happened prior, I mean, because it just happened. PM takes it all against PLL. Again, big super shout outs to Era taking his time for us, as well as Vio for just being the foundation, and again, Teddy for being the man to help the foundation, and everybody else. And we really hope this was something that you guys can look forward to, maybe in the future, maybe even in person, whatever. But if you gotta hit up Era, man, hit him up, ask him some concepts, ask him to, maybe help you a little bit, or maybe even just if you want to show him your live show, let him know. But always follow, do what you gotta do. You Got Moves. Go to yougotmoves.com. If you need to get some, some teaching around, you need to get some merch, do what you gotta do. But
we're currently, and actually I appreciate that shout out, Merc. We're currently doing a little bit of website maintenance, so if you go to the website, you actually won't see anything yet, but we'll let you know later this week when something is revamped on it a little. But more on that later.
Picture of me. Yeah, you'll see a picture of me in a bathtub. So you'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna be selling 36 by 48 prints of Merc's mustache.
Hell yeah.
That's actually real. That's been built by Vikings, and it's called goat oil that I rub on.
Certificate of authenticity included as well.
All right, man. Other than that, Era, you got nothing else to say, my man? Anything else you want to just relay information out? What you want to? You're the last man to have anything said on the stream.
Man, I just want to say again, shout out to everybody that competed. Shout out to everybody here. That shit was so dope. I'm going to be following Wonka for sure. Material, I'll probably follow you too. T-Money. I'm going to be watching a lot of you guys' stuff. That shit was super fucking dope. I loved it. Thank you to Teddy again for letting me be a part of this. And if anybody does want to learn any concepts or learn something from me, I'm always free. You can just DM me. I'm not charged for like classes or anything. If you just want to learn like a concept or something, or some type of basics to get into tedding, I got you. But this was super cool. This is what I needed to definitely inspire me to do more and make some more moves and make some more videos. This shit I loved it. It was dope.
All right, man. Again, we appreciate you. We appreciate everybody coming through. That was G3 Arena Finals. PM takes it all. Vio has to go to the bathroom, so
bad.
See you later. Boom. Bye, 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 bye.